Hello, everyone. You're welcome today for another episode of Art of Religion into the personal walk with God. So today we are going to look at So our topic today is the supernatural manifestation of God. That is miracles. Do you believe in miracles? So the topic we are going to look at is you're experiencing it or you know about it, but do you believe in miracles? So that's the topic I prepare for today. So I start by saying the supernatural manifestation of God's work is real. That is, miracle is real in our life today, just as it was in Jesus' days. God is a God of miracles, and He's still in the business of performing miracles, as it was in the Bible times. It is the same till today and forever. You know, some people say, "Oh, all those miracles Jesus Christ performed because He was God, because He is God." But I wish sure those miracles are real today. So that's why part of the reason why this teaching is on now. So I said by that miracles happen when God uses, I'm trying to say what's the miracle. So I'm trying to explain what the miracle is. It's when God uses His supernatural ability to cause things to happen here on earth. When God intervenes, instead of allowing the usual course of things, God intervenes and make it faster. When God dramatically influences or intervenes in situations that on earth could have been impossible to achieve. So miracle is when divinity interferes with humanity to bring desirable changes in the affairs of men in our life. So I'm trying to give an example. When God break protocol, when God did not allow the things to take its course, God intervene. Because sometimes why God does that is, number one, He's God. He can still do it if He wants to. Number two, if God doesn't break that protocol, it might result to something that will be so drastically bad. So one of such examples of such divine interventions was when Jesus Christ was here on earth. I'm giving us an example of miracles that take place, starting with Jesus Christ. When He was here on earth, He was invited to the wedding ceremony. So when the wine and the drinks we are reducing, they're short of it. So His mom called Him and said, "Look, the wedding party have no more drinks." So Jesus Christ told His mother that it's not yet His time to perform such miraculous activities. But being somebody He knows that His time is not really up to perform miracles. But because His mother have asked Him, it's a good thing for us to copy that. Even though it's not yet His time, but His mom asked Him, yet He obliged His mother and asked the disciple to fill up the water cans, the containers meant to put water. Jesus Christ asked the disciple to fill it with water. So after filling out the water cans with drinking water, Jesus Christ asked the disciple to go and get some of the water in the drinking cans and gave to the people hosting the party. Just water, just plain water, which the disciple filled. So, but Jesus Christ, by telling them, go and get from it, that's when the miracle took place. You see why I said that miracle is when divinity intervene in the course of men. Now, when the disciples did that, the water had already turned to wine, and the guests experienced surprise. Why the best wine should be given at the last, which means the wine Jesus Christ made was even far better than the one that the bridegroom bought. So they were not surprised that people served their best wine in the beginning. Why do you give us the good wine at last? They didn't know what happened. So this is one example of miracle. Normally, to brew a fruit wine, you were looking at 2 to 4 months. But in an instant, within seconds and minutes, Jesus Christ performed this miracle, and there was more wine to serve the wedding party. Now, the miracle power of God did not end with this generation. This is what Jesus Christ did when He was here on earth. Now, I'm saying that it didn't end in Jesus' time. The miracle continued here on earth. Excuse me. God does not change. What He did yesterday, He can do today. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 8, it said, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So if He could perform miracle, then He's still alive today. He's still in the same business of doing more miraculous work in our life. So in our lives, when situations seem impossible, ask God for a miracle and also expect a supernatural intervention. That is to say, when you look at a situation, say, can't intervene how it will be done. There are certain things you will look. You know that it's only God's intervention that can make this happen. How will this happen? It's not the time for you to lose hope. It's not the time for you to throwing a towel. It's not for you the time to say, oh, I don't know what next to do. Am I going to die? Am I going to do this? No. If you believe in a miracle, when such situation come your way, still pray, still ask God, press on. Still press on. That's why we are doing this study. So that we don't reserve some issues and say, it's too difficult to happen, let's leave it. Still press on. Now I'm going to tell us a story of a woman who was crossing the Bay Bridge in Maryland, and a car, let me read it the way I wrote it. A story was told of a woman who was hit by a trailer from the rear at the bridge in Maryland. She and her car, she fell into her car, still fastened to her seatbelt when the accident happened. So the car twisted and fell inside the water on the Bay Bridge in Maryland. So when the accident happened, of course she would be inside the water, inside her car, about to drown to death. But she cannot swim out of the water since her seatbelt is still on. But she did not lose hope. She did not give in. Exactly what I was saying. She did not give in to say, okay, it's not for me to die. She did not lose her life because God intervened. In her own words, this lady, her name said Morgan. She said that the moment of defying death, that moment when she was drowning, drinking the water, because she couldn't swim out. She was inside the water, fastened on the seatbelt. So that moment, as if she was taking in so much water, she said she called upon to God. She called upon God. She said, I just felt as if God touched my shoulder. She said when she was seeing her death face to face, she said she called on God. God, are you going to let me die here? Then she said when she did that short prayer, she said, I just felt as if God touched my shoulder and pushed me back against my car into my seat to relax. So when she called upon God, God intervened. It's as if a hand dragged her and caused her to sit down back inside the car. When this happened, she was not able to unlock her seat belt and can also now get out inside the water and was able to swim out. Morgan says that divine intervention allowed her to unlock her seat belt and then pull herself up out of the driver's side window and swim to the surface, then swimming to the shore where help could come to her. This is a miracle. I mean, an accident happened on the top of a bridge. Her car is a smaller car. The person that hit her from the rear is a big trailer. The car twisted, fell into the river, fell into the ocean, and it's a mighty water. It's not a small water where she can just walk out. Sit tight to her seatbelt. What would she do? She was drowning to death. What would she do? She called upon God, and God intervened. She says as if a hand pushed her back. While she was now seeing herself sitting back in the chair, she was not able to unlock her seatbelt. So my sister, my brothers, divine intervention is real. Don't give up hope. Don't say, oh, how can this happen? Don't bother how it will happen. Just believe that God is God. He can do all things. I said God allows certain miracles to happen in our life to remind us that He's still in charge of all things. If we see the devastation in the world, how bad the things are going, we think, oh, God is folding His hand. No. Certain things God still comes to intervene, to still remind us, in case if we have forgotten, that He's still God, that He's still in charge of all things. He's still the creator and our maker. It really does not matter our opinion of what we think. You know, that account I gave you, if you listen to how analysts will talk about it, one woman said she was miraculous, so none of them will believe it. They will still try to give explanation to it. But that's why I say it doesn't matter. Whatever they explain, whether they believe it, they accept it, God is still in the business of doing miracles. And He's a miraculous working God. And we trust Him. We're going to see miracles in our life. In Jesus' name. So I'm continuing with the topic. I'm saying that Jesus said that we can, Jesus said that we can do greater things than He did. So I'm trying to say, why are some folks still thinking about it? Did this miracle working thing end in Jesus Christ? That's why I'm giving us this passage. The miracle power of God is still real today. God intervenes in the affairs of men to bring glory and honor to Him. Believers should not believe it, but also to, not just that you believe that miracles are real, expect it. So in 1 John chapter 14, verse 12, Jesus told His disciples, very truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the works that I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than this, because I'm going to the Father. Jesus was with His disciples here on earth. For the number of years He was here, He was doing miracles. He was healing the sick. He was teaching. Not only miracles, He was teaching. When it was time for Him to go back to the Father, He made this statement, very truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will not only do the works I have been doing among you, but will do greater works. So the greater works, so it's not only we are able to do the miracles He did, we can even do more. That's what Jesus Christ is saying. So why do we as believers doubt that the supernatural can take place in our life? When Jesus has said it, He said, you're not only going to do what you see me doing. I mean, His disciple was watching Him when He healed the sick, when He performed the miracles of the feeding the 5,000 with few loaves of bread and the fish. They watch all this. When he was about to leave, he now reassured them, don't think these things are over because I'm no longer here. No, you're going to do what I have done, and he do even more. So why would you believers do some certain situation you do as if you come to the end of your life? It's not the end. The end is when God said so, if you are trusting and believing him. Now, having said that we can do greater things according to the scriptures. And now, here I said, this could be the reason that Peter, the head of the apostle, was not only able to heal the sick as Jesus did, but even the shadow from his body did also heal the sick. Aprons and handkerchief from him also healed the sick. This account is in Acts 1 verse 15. We are not going to read it because of time. The scripture said that Peter's shadow was healing the sick. Apostle Paul also experienced such levels of God's manifestation recorded in Acts 19 verses 11 to 12. I'm going to read it now. I choose the one so that to save time. He said, and I read, God did extraordinary miracles through Paul. That is, I'm reading Acts 19 verse 11 to 12. So that even handkerchiefs and apron that had touched him were taken to the sick, and their sicknesses were cured. Isn't this awesome? I said earlier that Jesus Christ, when he was living, he didn't just leave us like that. He promised so that the great works he's doing, we can do it and beyond. And now this is Apostle Paul. They say that because God did extraordinary miracles, apart from physically touching people, that handkerchief and clothing material from Paul's body, we are taking the people who are at home, who are sick. They take the handkerchief and give it to give it to the people who are sick. The handkerchief that have come in contact with Paul's body or hands. These, because of the transfer of anointing from Paul to those clothing materials, these people were healed. Who were in their house, who were in different places, they are being healed. Is this not greater work? Were we told that Jesus Christ did such? He did a lot, but there was no recorded account of when he took clothes. So, but Apostle Paul did that. So I'm trying to agree that the greater work is real. Apostle Paul proved that this greater work is real. Peter also did the same. The shadow from his body was also healing the sick. This answered the question often asked by some folks, if miracles still exist today. So I'm saying that some people ask this question, does miracles still today? So I'm saying that this Bible passages accepts or agrees to the statement that yes, today, this miracle still happen. The answer is yes. The miracle still happen today among us. So, thirdly, I'm now saying that another reason why God allowed miracles to happen, I have said that God used it to honor himself. God used it to intervene in the affairs of men if he chose to just remind us that he's still God. So I'm saying that now, this is another reason why God allowed miracles to happen. Some people, I said God uses miracles to cause doubting Thomases to believe in his name. Some people will not believe in God or in Jesus Christ except they see the supernatural. Some people are like that. Just like doubting Thomas did not believe that Jesus rose from the dead. He said, except I touch where he was crucified. Some people are like that today also. Some people, if you don't see the extraordinary, they won't believe. So that category of people, God also uses miracle to get them. So I said, for example, some individuals will not believe in God except they experience the miraculous. For example, if a blind man who you invited to church, coming to the church for the first time, and while the service is going, and I'm giving an example, he received his sight during church ministration. That kind of a person, you don't need too much sermon to make him believe in God. You invited somebody who is blind or who does not hear to church. He came and received his sight or received his healing. That miracle God performed on the person. That's all. You don't need someone again. You don't need to come and tell him, oh, you see God. He already know God healed him. And he said, if God can heal this, my eyesight, if you have been blind for at least 10 years or 5 years or whatever number of years, miraculously came to church and received his sight. You don't need too much talking too much. On Sundays, you'd want that will remind you that I need to go to church. Because he have come in contact with the power of God. He doesn't need any other convincing. He's been convinced by what he received. So that's what I mean by some people. God reached them only by the miraculous. You don't need too much pressure to cause him to realize that God is great or God is good. So in John chapter 20, verse 30 to 31, it reads, Jesus performed many other miracles in the presence of his disciples, which are not recorded in this book. These are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God. This place is saying that another reason why God allowed miracles to happen is so that some people will believe that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. Let me read John chapter 20, verse 30. It said, Jesus performed many other signs in the presence of his disciples, which are not recorded in this book. These are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name. Hear what the passage said. A lot of miracles Jesus did could not enter the Bible. But this one that was written, that the reason why it is written so that when we hear this account, our faith will rise. We believe in that he's Son of God. So miracle also helps some unbelievers to come to God. It's also a tool, it's an evangelical tool. And sometimes it's very, very useful. Except you are really doubting Thomas, or more than that, you will see certain miracles and you are still doubting if Jesus is God. Why should I give my life to Christ? You see situations in your life change dramatically to the good and you are still doubting. So the scripture is saying that Jesus did so many miracles. And some of the reasons why God allowed this miracle is to help believers to know that he's the Son of God and to believe him. And when you do that, when we believe, we will not doubt if Jesus is the Son of God or not. God allowed this miracle to allow our faith to grow. So when our faith grows, there's no more doubt. And if we believe we have life through his name. What am I saying? I'm saying that we should not shortchange ourselves. You know, a lot of teachings, a lot of things going in this world today. You have things like, oh, the miracle time is over. When Jesus, all these people, this. I know. We know. Anything God does that is good, the enemy will want to also do his own. God have genuine vessels whom he uses hand through them perform mighty miracles. But the enemy also try to counterfeit it. Now, because there's counterfeit, after all, every original comes from a counterfeit, right? If Satan is doing a counterfeit, which means there is an original. You can't have a photocopy if there's no original. So if some fake men and women of God are doing miracles and not from God, which means there could be original where these things are happening live. So you don't categorize or cancel every man of God. Oh no, these people, they are out there to collect your money. There's no miracle, there's nothing. No. They were able to counterfeit because there's original. God is in this building. They are genuine men and women of God whom God used through their hand and does these miraculous things. And we are going to my time is short. By next week, we'll continue from this. We see some men of women of God whom God used their hand to do many miraculous God. But I just want us to believe and accept that we shouldn't let what is happening, the errors in the world, we shouldn't let it to becloud our faith. Excuse me. We shouldn't look at the errors, the things Satan is pushing our way to make us doubt the work of God. God is faithful. God is real. God is good. He intervened in some situation to bring us joy. He intervened in situations so that, some of us are almost losing it. We're almost getting too religious, too passive, as if there's no life in Christianity. So sometimes God just still allows these things to happen. Like, hello, I'm still here. I can do all things. This is me. I'm God. So, for example, that young woman I counted for, there's nothing that's stopping him from dying. He's inside an ocean with his seatbelt belted into his car. But God intervened when you call upon God. That kind of lady, what will you tell her again to tell her there's no God? God is not good. That's end. That miracle alone have saved her life and keep her connected to God forever. So I'm saying that not only do miracles happen, let's accept it, let's expect it, let's believe in it. Let's not look at the things around us in this world. Let's not use the counterfeits the enemy is projecting to judge God or to judge every man of God. That's not true. That's not good. Jesus Christ left a lot of people, equipped a lot of people when he was living. Those people he equipped, and he said that greater works can these people do. How do we now doubt it? If we don't believe that miracle is real, so which means we also don't believe the scriptures. Because the preachers said that many works, greater works can you people do when I have gone. And Jesus is no longer here. He's not living in us. But the manifested presence in us. So he allowed us, they gave us that gift of miracle, and it's been done. So we're not going to watch what is happening around us to now cancel, nullify, say, no. All these men of God, they are only here to take money. That's not the issue. There are some genuine men of God that God is using to change things, bring joy in the life of people, and bless his people, and cause people to trust and believe in him. And Lord, just like also reminding us that he's still here, he's God. He can do all things according to how he wanted to do it. Things that will further his kingdom, things according to his purpose. God is faithful. Thank you for listening. Next week we'll continue because the time didn't allow me to finish my passage. So next week continue. Thank you for listening.